Birds are such interesting creatures. One thing about them I've always been especially intrigued by is the fact that some birds stay together for life. Staying with one partner year after year is pretty rare in the natural world. Yes, many species are monogamous. In fact, 90% of the world's bird species are, but monogamy in birds isn't the same as mating for life. Being monogamous just means that they have one partner at a time. One male bird with one female through a single nesting cycle. Some stay together for entire nesting seasons but do not mate again the next year. And for others that have several broods in one season, the pair may stay together raising a single brood and then change partners for a second one in the same season. This is still considered monogamous. Mating for life, however, means that the pair stay together year after year, usually until one of them goes missing or dies. A few birds that mate for life include many birds of prey like red-tailed hawks, ospreys, eagles, large seabirds like albatrosses, songbirds such as cardinals, blue jays, Canada jays, crows. Yes, corvids are songbirds for those wondering. And as far as I can tell, chickadees seem to mate with the same partner year after year as well. As romantic and sweet as it may sound, mating for life, it seems, is done for more practical reasons than for love. For some birds, there are a few good reasons behind staying with one partner. For one, finding a mate takes a lot of time and energy. Birds that migrate, especially larger ones like geese and swans, it's best for them to save that energy for the long flight and instead reunite each breeding season with the same mate. Another thing is that many larger birds, like ravens or great horned owls, only produce one brood of baby birds in a year. Often incubation takes a lot longer for these birds because the babies grow at a much slower rate than most other species. For an example, with great horned owls, just incubating the eggs alone takes roughly 30 to 37 days before they hatch. The nestling period is an additional month and a half, and even after leaving the nest, the fledglings remain with their parents for most of the summer. It's a commitment. Whereas other species, like the ovenbird for an example, only have to incubate eggs for 11 to 14 days and tend to nestlings for 7 or 10 days. So for birds like ravens or great horned owls that invest so much time into raising babies, sticking with one mate means that they can breed earlier in the season, allowing plenty of time to raise their young properly and successfully. One last helpful reason to stick with the same partner each year is the fact that the more broods a pair have raised together, the better they get at taking care of their nestlings, thus increasing the chances of them surviving. A pretty good reason to stay with one partner. It's not just the larger birds that remain with one partner though. Like I mentioned, chickadees, cardinals, and jays do too. Although these birds don't have to invest as much time into raising their babies, they only have one brood in a year, excluding the cardinal who can have as many as 2 or 3. I should say though that sometimes if there is a bumper crop of their favorite insects, chickadees can have a second brood in some years. Because they only have one brood, they need to be with a partner who is experienced. That could be one main reason why cardinals and jays mate for life. Or maybe they are just lazy and don't want to have to look for a new mate every year. Who really knows, I guess. So we can see that there are some practical reasons why birds stick with one mate, but I often wonder if these birds that mate for life have some level of love for one another as well. When two birds come together, a pair bond is formed, and for the ones that have been together for years, each breeding season, that pair bond is reinforced. Birds like blue jays, chickadees, or crows stay on a territory with their mate all year round, raising broods, protecting one another and their area. Being committed to that degree causes me to wonder if they can develop some sort of love for one another. I'm not saying the kind of love we experience. To me, though, the devotion I see from them, the amount of years they've been together, like some of the blue jay pairs I've known for 10 years, how they protect each other from intruders, the teamwork they put into raising their babies every year, they must at least care about each other, and isn't caring a form of love? As the years go by and my experience with them increases more and more, I'm pretty confident in saying there is some sort of love between mated pairs, and I think that the longer they are together, perhaps the more it grows. Perhaps. This may be especially true for the more affectionate birds like crows, albatrosses, pigeons, and of course parrots. I think we've all at least one time seen a crow pair perched preening one another or sitting very close to each other. One fond, albeit sad memory I have is from several winters ago. A female blue jay I knew really well that I named Indigo got terminally ill, and her mate Oxford did not leave her side. I remember him bringing her water in the form of snow, and he would feed her a lot, more than he had done in the height of mating season. I watched this take place for weeks. From what I was seeing, he was caring for her like we do the ones we love when they are sick. It was his mate, and they were really close, as most blue jay pairs are. I don't know, maybe I'm applying some human emotions to this. It really is hard to say what a bird or any other animal is feeling or thinking. Blue jays are corvids, though, very smart, with a higher level of consciousness than most other birds, and they are quite emotional. As famous writer Mark Twain once wrote in his book Jim Baker's Blue Jay Yarn, and I quote, "There's more to a blue jay than any other creature. He has got more moods and more different kinds of feelings than other creatures, and mind you, whatever a blue jay feels, he can put into language." End quote. There is no bird in this world that I know better than a blue jay. I've spent so much time with those jays over the last 10 years, and not in my backyard, actually out there in their habitat. There's more to them than most other animals, that's for sure. And I do believe that blue jays and other birds that stay with one mate for years and years do feel something for each other. How that compares to us, I could never say, but it's fun to imagine and try to think or get inside the mind and heart of a bird. At least for me, I suppose. So, what do you think? Do birds feel some kind of love for their mate? Comment below and let me know what you think. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Happy Valentine's Day. Take care. Happy birding.